Hey guys, Gavin Battlefield Bricks here for the second episode of Building Kharkov. Thanks for everyone who watched my last video, and for those who haven't yet, I recommend checking out that video first, as it goes over the plan for the entire mock. Now, for the second episode of Building Kharkov, I think we should aim for a like goal of about 200 likes, as I think the two theme kinda works out together. For this episode, we finally get some building in, go over the white parts I've acquired over the past couple of months, with more still on the way, by the way. And if you stick around for the end of the video, I have built 5 new tanks and a truck for this mock specifically that I will be going over in detail, and where you can get your own of some of them from Panzer Brick Labs and a guy on YouTube called World War II MC. Now, it's been a long time since I last uploaded, and I apologize. I definitely underestimated how long it would take to dismantle and sort out Khan. I finally took apart enough with the help of my girlfriend to finally start working on the first half of Kharkov. And that's on me for poor planning, so really you guys, I'm really sorry about that. But now we are at the point of sorting that I can start working on larger projects again, and I couldn't be happier. And to celebrate, we have an extra long episode. Now, don't get me wrong, I have still been building, but these builds are only up on my Instagram, so check the description down below for a link. And while you're down there, might as well hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already, as it really helps me out and you don't want to miss the next couple episodes in the progress of this build. Now with all of that out of the way, let's get right into building Kharkov. Alright guys, so I figured we should get things started off with all the parts I've been gathering over the past couple months, and also just digging through my bins, gathering as much white as I can possibly find. So first off, we got this big package that I got from Lego, and I've gone ahead and already pre-sorted it and everything. It's quite a bit, I'm not gonna lie. We've got tons of different wedges, some curved slopes, tons and tons of tiles. I got some of these cool round, kind of dome-ish pieces to try and make some like cooler snowbanks. All in all, this is just a ton of white pieces, tons of variety, mostly slopes, tiles, and wedge plates. But yeah, and then we also got a couple of bags here of these little sub-assemblies that are my like dead grass that I have. So the stems of these pieces are just a little bit too long to like fit into a jumper plate or something like that to my liking. Too much of the stem shows. So I've gone ahead and gotten a bunch of these new 2/3 bricks that perfectly conceal the whole length of the stem on not only these, but also the larger new flower stem pieces, if it'll focus for me. There we go. Got a bag of those, and then another small couple bags of that as well. But besides these parts, I've just got a big gallon bag of all of my white pieces from my bins. A few printed or stickered parts definitely snuck their way in here, but I think this should be a good start to building up, well, I guess the first half of Kharkov. Yeah, so you heard me right, we're just going to be doing the first half of Kharkov for the current time being. It's mostly a matter of space at this point. I'm still in the process of taking apart Khan, and I'm only about halfway through, I want to say. It's much more of a challenge than I thought it was going to be. So on the table right now, about a third of it is taken up by what's left of Khan. A third of it is taken up by all of my mini dioramas that I've been doing weekly over on my Instagram, so make sure to go check those out. But yeah, so what we can fit here is going to be our first 4 gray base plates. And taking a look here at our plan from last week, I think we're going to be starting off over on the left side over here. In this episode, we're going to be trying to get a little bit of the foundations done of, well, basically the whole groundwork of the mock, I guess. So, yeah, let's get right into a time lapse. Alright guys, so here is the first half of Kharkov. We kind of got the kind of basis of where the river is going to be going. It's going to be starting up here and then slowly kind of drifting off over to the right. Most of this has been plated off, so it's ready for groundwork and terrain to start going on, except for these gaps here along the river bank. Just because I had an idea for what I wanted to do with it on studio. So as you can see on screen here now, I kind of have a basic idea of what I want to do for the river. I know I wanted to do the old trans black or like trans brown now on Bricklink, I guess. It just gives off a more kind of cold, wintry feel to the water than trans light blue, I think. So I'm going to be overlaying that over black plates, and then we'll have the snow-covered ice built up along the sides by snotting some bricks to give a much more like smooth texture, and there's not going to be any plants growing out of that. And then there will be a clear kind of line of where the bank is, just with slopes going up to where like minifigures and plants are going to be growing and all that jazz. But back over to the base plates. Over here in this back corner is where we're going to be having this hill kind of building up, and then right about here we're going to have a little bit of like a rock face kind of jutting off to build a steep incline for where the bridge is going to be going well across and over. I think the bridge is going to be coming out to something over 50 or 60 studs or something like that. It's pretty long. I think it's going to be overstretching the river by quite a bit. So we're going to have banks on either side of the river going under the bridge as well. And as a comment suggested in the last video, we have a tank driving into the river, kind of breaking up the ice. And I had toyed around with this idea before the release of the first episode of Kharkov, but I couldn't really find a good way to introduce it story-wise. But after kind of thinking about it a little bit more, where we're going to having the Russians over here, and sorry for all of this mess, we're going to be having a T34 that has been, the driver has been shot and has driven off into the river instead of being knocked out right next to the building that would be around here-ish. And speaking of tanks, finally actually have all of the vehicles in for this mock, all the pieces. So I'm actually going to build the last couple right quick and then go over those really quick. Alright guys, so first up, take a look at the Russian vehicles that I plan to use on this mock. First up, I think we should go with the bread and butter of the Russian tank forces of World War II, and that's just the classic T34. So I looked for a long time to find what I would consider the best version of the T34, and I ended up finding this guy on Instagram named World War II MC, and he has these free video tutorials up on his YouTube, and I absolutely loved this T34 design, and I went ahead and changed it to all dark bluish gray, added on a Brickmania sticker, and all of these track links down here are the 1.5 wide Brickmania track links, but for this mock, just because it's all snowy and muddy everywhere, I wanted to mix in some of the dark brown as well. The rear end I did end up changing from the original design just to my preference. The back does get a little scrunched inwards this way and then outwards up top on the fenders, just because it's a really high-stressed build. Looks really good. Hopefully there's a way I can get these to tuck in and stay tucked in. A little bit annoying. But, like I said before, we were going to have a knocked out T34, but then we were going to move it into the river instead. So that kind of leaves a big open space. So I just went ahead and I just made another one. So now we have two of these, which is never enough. You can never have enough tanks, but yeah, honestly, these are super awesome. They pair super well with the Angel Bricks tankers that they just released a couple months ago. But yeah. Alright, so next up is one of my personal favorites. I grew up playing a lot of it in World of Tanks. But it's a Russian heavy tank, the classic KV1. I've gone ahead and gotten a hold of Panzer Lab's design. I think it's just so perfect. Absolutely fantastic build techniques. And yeah, let's get right into it. So the only few things that I was able to add or modify was just these tracks. I was able to mix in some of the brown ones. These are just two of the single Lego wide right next to each other. So there's just a little bit of brown mixed in, added on a couple of little crates here on the back. Some rolled up logs, canvas that's been rolled up, some Brickmania stickers. But yeah, this is honestly one of the coolest models I've ever made, and I love just how thin this paneling is right here. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. Alright, so this next one is pretty cool here. All decked out. We have a GMM Truck. The truck itself is inspired very, very heavily by Max Lego, and the AT gun on the back is from EatToaster, I believe. So this one is a pretty small, cute little truck. I just tried to recreate the wood paneling and just shoved as much as I could into the back here. We got tons of Brickmania sticker crates, some oil drums, and some rolled up capes as well. The anti-tank gun does come off the back and the legs do splay out, and that is how it will be displayed in the mock. But yeah, just again, this was a super fun, neat little build, and I'm really starting to fall in love with 145th cars here. Alright guys, finally moving on to our German vehicles here. We're going to be keeping it short and sweet with the Germans on this side. We're just going to have my Panzer 4H that was showcased in my tiny Kharkov diorama. This one has been slightly updated. I got a bunch of white U-clips in the mail, so the camo scheme looks a lot more clean. Yeah, so this Panzer 4H, by the way, is from Panzer Brick Labs. He has a Panzer 4H kit that he does sell. I just took mine and modified it to have the side skirts and the armor going around the turret there as well. This one, these are actually model decals and not Brickmania stickers. I think that the Brickmania turret numbers are just too big. Not a whole lot, ooh, if we can get that to focus, not a whole lot of like extra gear added onto this one, just a simple extra gas can. But again, super nice, super clean, easy build. Yeah, let's move into the final German vehicle. Alright guys, wrapping us up here, looking at all of the vehicles I plan on using. Is a vehicle I've always wanted for the collection. I didn't really expect it to be in this camouflage scheme, but let me tell you what, you guys, this is my favorite thing in my collection currently. Here we have an all-white Tiger. The base of this vehicle is Panzer Brick Labs design. He does sell this as a kit as well, so make sure to check down in the description. It'll have all of his information. But I took his instructions and made an all-white version and completely decked it out as much as I could with as much field gear and equipment. So a few changes that I made since I teased this on my Instagram story is I added a little bit more tracks on the turrets, and I switched up the road wheels to show a little bit of weathering and mud buildup and the whitewash starting to wear off the paint. But this was a fantastic build. It carries over the same mud in the tracks, but we got a shovel up front here. We've got some tracks posted up here on the front, some running cable on the side. Got a cable attached up front here that goes up, over, and all the way to the back of the vehicle. Following this along, we have a kind of log that's wrapped in barbed wire for getting trapped out of the snow. Some rolled up cape right here. Some track, more track posted up on the turrets. A couple of extra gas cans, some extra ammunition boxes up top, an ice pick, which was also a recommendation. And then up top here on the turret we have lots of extra track, STG, and then a helmet. Man, this thing is phenomenal. I also modified it to have the MG be able to be mounted up here, as well as the commander being able to come out of the turrets. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up for this week of building Kharkov. I want to thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and to share the video if you guys really did enjoy it. That does help out a ton. But yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.